Now, what did you hear? You heard the first murder. You heard it being caused by envy. What else did you hear? Mike.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Am I my brother's keeper? And he said what? No, he asked, am I my brother's keeper, right? Okay.
He's still talking back to God. God like, where your brother at? He's like, is he in my back pocket?
Like, I don't, right. So he's lying, right?
He asked him what he did.
He's lying, he's being disrespectful. Even when this happened, right? All right, let's go in a timeline. You got Cain and Abel. We say Adam and Eve came together, right? They had 2 children, Cain and Abel. And Cain was what? It said Cain was a tiller of the what?
The garden.
The ground, right? That means what Cain did was Cain worked with his hands with the ground, right? So he put seed in the ground, he watered it, right? So he was a farmer. Abel, he did what?
She handled the sheep.
He was a keeper of sheep. So what Cain did was Cain produced fruit from the ground, and Abel was a shepherd of what? Of life. He was a steward of life. Now, both of them were supposed to give an offering, right? So Cain brought his offering, and God said what? That wasn't what he wanted at that time. That's all that meant. Is that no, that's not what I'm looking for. Abel brought an offering, and God said what?
Thank you, I'm very pleased.
That's what I need, right? Now, God's reason for accepting one and rejecting the other is not what we're going to get into right now. What we're going to get into right now is simply the reaction of the 2 men. Now, Cain felt what? Pain. Because he wanted to enjoy the advantage of pleasing who?
God.
And he knew that Abel did what? He pleased God. Now Abel had the ability, he did it. Cain knew he could do it, but he didn't do it. So Abel got the respect, Cain didn't get the respect. Now what happens next? That's what's crucial. Is the next thing that happened is, say Cain got angry, right? He got upset. That means you're angry. Your countenance falling. Your countenance up means that you got a smile on your face. When your countenance falls, that's your face. Oop, your face just fell. Now you're frowning. That's all that means. So now you're unhappy. So God see this. He like, dude, what's wrong with you, man? What's going on? What's the problem? Now all it is, Cain, is something that you don't know. Now if you ask me, since I know, I can do what? I can tell you what it is you need to do. Go do it, then come back and offer me something, I'll be happy. But you simply don't have the knowledge right now. You don't have the ability right now. Your brother does, he did it, that's cool. So check it out. Right? So there's a discussion that goes on. After the discussion, Cain then goes and kills his brother. Then he lies about that and he becomes a convict.
That's like this Abel people.
Now this is a pattern. What we started out with was the beginning. That was like the first family, right? Y'all still with me? Yeah. That was like the first family. Adam and Eve, this first family, the first murder. Now this is the end. This is the second to last chapter in the Quran. First was the first chapter of the Bible. The first book of the Bible. Now we go into the last book, or almost the last chapter of the Quran. It begins talking about envy, and then it ends talking about what? Envy. Because this is a serious problem in the human being. Now check this out. This is called the dawn. What is the dawn?
The morning.
Rising of the sun. It's always darkest before what? If you overcome this in yourself, when you overcome the problem of envy, that is the time when you really come into the light of the morning. Because this is something that you absolutely have to overcome, because it's in all of us. Now let's check this out. read this and then we're going to get into some more discussion. Say, I seek refuge from the Lord of the dawn, from the evil of that which he has created. So who created the evil?
The Lord.
And from the evil of intense darkness when it comes. What is intense darkness?
Night. What comes before the dawn?
Darkness, ignorance, madness, insanity, folks acting a fool, screaming, chaos. All that is darkness. What we see on a daily basis, running up and down the street, darkness. And from the evil of those who cast evil suggestions and firm resolutions. And from the evil of the envier when he envies. Evil suggestions and firm resolutions. What is that? You got something going on that's good. You got the MIP, you come up here every week. You come and you know, you work with your specialist, you work with your mentor, you work with your counselor. You come to the focus group, you go who? This is a firm resolution. This ain't going nowhere. This been here for 11, 12 years. This is firm. It's set. It ain't going nowhere. Now here's somebody come. Man, them niggas over there, man. Them niggas ain't right. You know what I'm saying? They gonna tell you come over here, you know what I'm saying? They gonna say this and that, but them niggas ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Now, evil suggestion and what? But they're not going to just come out and say it. They're not going to just come out and say, hey man, you know what? I don't like them niggas, man, because you know what? I just want to go in there and say whatever the hell I want to say. I just want to do whatever I want to do. And they make me do right. They make me shut my mouth and listen, raise my hand, take turn. Or if I want some bus cars, they say, you know, you got to do this, that, and the other. You know, if I want to go hoop, there's some rules to go. If I want to go on a college tour, there's some rules to go. And I really don't want to follow the rules. And that's why I really don't like, but I can't say that. I can't come out and say that. Because if I say that, then who is the problem?
You is.
The self.
Me. So I got to hide by slipping an evil suggestion where? Now, envy is always the precursor to something else that's even worse than that. That's why it's called one of the worst spiritual diseases, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said an envious person is actually a devil. An envious person is the worst type of person, because an envious person will kill you. An envious person is a murderer. And if you ever listen to your grandmama and the old folks, they say, baby, if you lie, you're what? Kill. You steal. And if you steal, you're what? Kill. Murder. And if you steal, you kill or murder. So a murderer, an envious person is a murderer. A murderer is a thief, and a thief is what? A liar. This is the basis, this is who Satan is. Now all of us have that in us. All of us have it in us.
God made it.
So ain't no sense in pointing the finger at one person or the other and saying this who it is in the room. If it's 30 people in the room, it's 30 of these in the room. Until you deal with it. Because the Adam, what's in Adam is in every human being. What's in his family is in all of our what? Family. So we got to deal with this, or else this murder is going to continuously go on, and it's not going. We can say stop the killing, and we can go out with some picket signs, and we can put on the hoodies. We can do all that. But until we deal with this, it's not going to stop. Ronnie.
I want to say,